In this edition of RPP News, a possible solution to keep a serial killer behind bars, a plea for care on our roads, and the Grand Kiev Ballet comes to town. Hello, I'm Catie Sharp. Welcome to the latest edition of RPP News, bringing you stories from across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula. Premier Daniel Andrews has signalled a possible solution to ease the distress of the family and friends of the three Frankston women murdered by Paul Denyer in 1993. Following the killer's recent parole application, the families met with the Premier to ask for assurance that Denyer would not be released. Premier Andrews had recently pushed back against an opposition bill to keep Denyer locked up for life, stating he does not want to keep individuals behind bars with one-person laws. On Tuesday, he announced he is considering parole reforms similar to those passed in Western Australia in 2018, which give the state's Attorney-General the power to suspend parole applications by serial killers for up to 6 years at a time. The Victoria Police Southern Division has created a video in the wake of this year's high road toll. There have been 76 serious injury collisions and 5 fatalities within the division this year. The video is made in an effort to reduce the impact of road trauma on our local roads. CEO of Mornington Community Support Services, Ben Smith, says the demand on the organisation is at unprecedented levels. Mr. Smith says with inflation and upward pressure on interest rates, it is now almost impossible for low-income earners to survive on the Mornington Peninsula. Spiralling costs are also having an impact on middle-income earners.
Now what we're really seeing is that kind of shift up in the income stream. So people on sort of what we would normally call reasonable wages, who own their own homes or who have a more sustainable sort of mortgage, are now being hit really hard because interest rates have really kind of hit them really suddenly.
Meanwhile, police were called to a rough sleepers camp in Rosebud this week, and Vinnie's Kitchen closed after a rough sleeper was deemed to have put volunteers at risk. Southern Peninsula Community Support Chief Executive Jeremy Maxwell told RPP the Peninsula is now ranked 4th in the state for rough sleepers and warns there is worse to come.
The options to get people off the foreshore are few and far between because they're just not affordable. Even for us, with Ben Smith up at Mornington, we have a partnership running the Ranch Motel. We've been able to do that because of the generosity of a developer, but the developer now wants to develop that motel, so we're about to lose the use of that, which means the only crisis accommodation on the peninsula will cease to exist.
As debate about the alleged Great Wall of Frankston continues, Mayor Nathan Conroy has warned that without the adoption of the city's Metropolitan Activity Centre structure plan, Frankston is vulnerable to unprecedented waterfront development. Mayor Conroy says the structure plan enables the council to vet and control what is going on and not have to accept oversized developments.
We have put things into that framework, into that structure plan, that would mean that we'd never have a southeast water building again, that we actually have built form which is beautifully architecturally designed. We have the setbacks, so its buildings are not bulky. We have so many things that we have in that structure plan, that make sure that we have good development going forward. Because right now we have very limited planning controls. People have put in applications for 130 metres high, 40 stories high.
And the Grand Kiev Ballet is coming to the Frankston Arts Centre this week. Bianca has the details.
Thanks, Catie. This coming the 29th, the Grand Kiev Ballet will be at the Frankston Arts Centre to perform the second last show of its Australian national tour. The dancers from the Ukrainian ballet company have not been able to return home since last year's invasion. They have instead travelled the world performing for audiences in Europe, the USA, China and South America. The ensemble will perform the Ukrainian work for a song alongside pieces from Don Quixote. Go to Frankston Arts Centre box office or website for tickets.
Bianca will be back after the break with the coming week's weather report.
Battery World now open in Mornington.
We know batteries. We know our 75D23Ls from our DIN 65LHs. And we know which is best for you. We have the range and a spark no one else can match because we live and breathe batteries. Those beautiful boxes and cylinders that power our lives and our passions. That's why we're the Batteryologists. We're Battery World.
Battery World Shop 1, 43 Mornington Tyre Road, Mornington.
More and more people with a taste for quality are shopping at Eliza Meats. Kevin and his lean team pride themselves on the finest cuts, from juicy steaks and roasts to high-grade mince and sausages. And Eliza Meats are the gourmet specialists. Inquire about Eliza Meats Spit Hire. Phone 9787 4473 for a mouth-watering meal fit for a king. It's all at Eliza Meats. See our sponsor Kevin at Eliza Meats, 112B Mount Eliza Way, a station sponsor.
Everyone knows Australia has 4 big banks, but the 5th biggest retail bank is snapping at their heels. It's a bank that's been around for over 160 years, can be found in over 500 locations nationwide, looks after over 1.8 million customers, and is regularly voted one of the most trusted brands out of all the thousands of brands in Australia. Who is this fantastic number 5? Yep, it's Bendigo Bank. The better big bank.
Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term, and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
Welcome back. We go now to Bianca for this week's weather.
Hello, I'm Bianca and welcome to this week's RPP weather update. Well, I think we were all feeling the cold and this is just the beginning of winter. Let's break down the week ahead and check out how cold and wet it's going to continue to be. Today, Sunday the 25th of June, should bring us a cold, wet day. Rain is predicted over the Mornington Peninsula. We should reach a low of 8 and a high of 13. Monday sees the rain intensifying with up to 6 millimetres to fall over the Ninch. We can expect a low of 9 and a cool top of 14. Tuesday will be the same again with only light rain falling. We can expect a top of 13 and a chilly low of 9. Wednesday sees the trend continue with a low of 9 and a high of 13. Thursday sees the rain continuing. We should reach a high of 13 and a low of 8. Friday brings us a mostly cloudy, cold day with glimpses of sun in the cloud breaks. We may see some early morning rain, but it should remain rain-free most of the day. We can expect a top of 13 and a low of 9. And finally, Saturday will bring us a mostly cloudy day with little to no rain. We should reach a high of 15 and a low of 10. Well, that's all for this week. Try to stay warm and dry. I will see you again next week with another RPP weather update.
And now to our surf guru Maz for the Surf Report.
Hi, it's Maz and I'm back with this week's Mornington Peninsula Surf Report. Not much to speak of this past week. There was swell around sort of Sunday, Monday into Tuesday, but it faded right out. So the last couple of days have been really small on the beaches, but it's been a bit of fun. So you would have got to paddle it, Gunmatter to Portsea, but yeah, you are looking at sort of 1 to 2 foot. That's not going to improve a great deal over the next 2 days, like Friday into Saturday. If anything, we'll get a slight increase in the swell, but it's not going to be massive. Looks like maybe Sunday afternoon, but definitely Monday will be the first time we'll get a fairly decent increase in the swell for this week. It is pretty much going to be northerly to northwest back. Maybe Tuesday we'll get more of a front and a bit more westerly, but it's going to remain pretty much in that offshore winter quarter. Looks like the best days will be probably Friday on the beaches and Monday on the reefs in Western Port, maybe Tuesday, back off a little bit Wednesday, but it might come back up a bit Thursday, and the wind should be west-northwest. But the outlook's okay. It's not epic, but pretty much means we're going to get waves every day like we have every day in the last couple of weeks. So enjoy. You should be able to get in the water. School holidays are coming, so it's going to get a little busy again. But water's cold, so that thins the crowds out a bit. A lot of people head north to Queensland or to Bali or to the snow, so who knows what we've got in front of us. But there will be some waves, not epic, but okay. All right, see you next week.
And that's all from our team here at RPP News, serving the community with stories that matter to you. Keep watching and do tell your friends. Bring you the news from coast to coast across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula. I'm Catie Sharp. See you for the next edition.